This is Davis Thompson, who's joining us now. Think about the year that you had this year. 13 top 25s. He had 2 runner-up. He broke through this year with victory. I know it's the last week of the PGA Tour season. He is home for a rare week at home. Have you had time to even kind of sit back and reflect on everything you've done?
Yeah, for sure. After the playoffs, I kind of, took 2 weeks off, didn't really touch a club, and just kind of hung out with my wife and just kind of reflected on the year. And it was definitely a special one. So,
What was it about the year? Was it familiarity? Was it confidence? Did you find something in your swing? What clicked in such a way that all of a sudden you realize you can compete with the best in the world?
yeah, definitely familiarity. Just having that confidence of, being able to travel week in and week out and being more comfortable. And then really felt like my equipment finally got dialed in, around, April and May. And then was able to play well. And then, just took that confidence into the summer and really had a great summer and, played well in the playoffs as well. But yeah, it's just nice to kind of put a bow on the end of this year with this tournament and just being able to stay at home and have friends and family come out.
What is your mindset now? When you go into a tournament, you're going in there saying, I can win this tournament. I don't care who's in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is to win the golf tournament, but I'm not thinking about winning. I'm just trying to have a good week of prep and have 3 good days where I feel like my game's where it needs to be to compete, and then Thursday, Friday, just go out and execute and hopefully put myself in a good position for the weekend.
That's very cool. Was there any trigger points for you in terms of inspiration? Now, granted, Davis has won at every level that he has played, from Korn Ferry Tour on up when you talk about it at the highest tiers. But was there anybody that maybe was like a buddy of yours or someone that you said, you know what, I've played with, I competed with, I've beat maybe, or at least been right next to? If they can do it, I can do it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've told other people this. I feel like Austin Eckroat's a good example. He just won this past week, but he won earlier at Cognizant this year, and I was on the Walker Cup team with him and gotten close with him and his wife. My wife and his wife are good friends, and I feel like once he won, it was kind of like, okay, well, I mean, we've kind of had the same career so far, so if he can win, then it's my time's coming, and I just trusted my process and week in and week out try to get better, and then it all came together at John Deere this year, and yeah, it's just been a great year.
Did you know when you were at John Deere, did you have this special feeling, or was it business as usual? You grind it out, do the best you can, and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, it was business as usual, but I knew I was playing well because I finished second the week before, and I felt like if I could just keep doing the right things, and I was going to have another great week, and was able to get off to a great start. Then kind of took control of the tournament Saturday, and then obviously played really well Sunday.
Very cool. You mentioned the equipment. Tell me, for just to start with, why not, Davis? What equipment are you playing right now?
Yeah, majority of it is either Titleist or Ping, and then I've got Odyssey putter. But long story short, I was kind of not in a great golf ball for me. Switched to a different Titleist golf ball, and then got my iron shafts dialed in, and from then on out, I was seeing some really good results of what I changed.
What window are you looking for with the irons in terms of height, trajectory, et cetera, movement?
Yeah, I wasn't really getting enough spin with my irons, and so when I would hit downwind shots, it would just kind of take off. And then so yeah, once I made that change, I saw more consistent numbers, more consistent ball flight, and that really kind of helped me dial in my distances.
Perfect. I mentioned at the start of this interview because Davis sat down and said it to me right before back from our commercial break, that it's a rare week home for you. What is it like for you to be sleeping in your own bed and playing in a tour event?
Yeah, it's unique. I've played in this event a few times now, so I've kind of gotten used to it. But it's definitely nice to come home, have a home cooked meal, and or go out to local restaurants with friends and family. But yeah, it's definitely a special week. My dad runs the tournament. Obviously, my family's involved with it, so it's definitely a special one.
We love his dad. Todd is a tournament director here, believe it or not. So there is that family connection. So in a lot of ways, you've literally grown up with the RSM Classic.
Yeah, I mean, he got this job in 2017 towards the end of my high school, or right when I graduated high school. So from college on, I mean, I've come down to this event and been fortunate enough to play in it as an amateur, and then obviously now as a pro. So it's definitely a special one.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It is a very, very special one indeed. What is it about this area that's so special for you and your wife?
I think it's the community. We've gotten to know a lot of great people. And I mean, we've made a lot of friends down here, and there are a lot of other PGA Tour pros down here. We've become close with, you know, with obviously them and their wives and their kids, and it's definitely a special community down here.
How do you get a game? Do you just call somebody and say you want to go out, or do you see somebody on the range and say you want to play a few holes? How's that work?
Yeah, I mean, usually just send out a group text, anybody want to play, and then obviously it's kind of both of what you said. Some days you be out on the range late in the afternoon, ask somebody want to go play 9 holes, but yeah, it's definitely cool to have that. I guess that little fraternity of PGA Tour players.
So who's your Sam Snead like match play partner down here, and who are the doves that you guys go after and you beat more often than not?
Oh man, we do a good job of kind of being teammates throughout the times we play. But what's great about it is there are PGA Tour players, but there are also a bunch of Korn Ferry Tour players and mini tour players. So there's always a game, and it's always fun to compete with those guys.
I see he avoided saying, I always kicked him out of so-and-so.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to put anybody down.
Very understandable as far as that goes. This week, you're getting a chance to compete right before the Thanksgiving break, which means your stay here can be extended with that. And you mentioned that you've played in it enough that you feel like you kind of get to know the place. How is your game right now? How excited are you for everything that lies in store?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I feel like I've played a lot as opposed to practice a lot before this event. I try to, play a lot, get into that competitive feel, just because I haven't played since Las Vegas, which was about a month ago. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's always nerve-wracking being from here and playing here, but because you just want to perform for your family and friends. But just got to go try and hit a bunch of good golf shots and then see what it adds up to at the end.
I always love asking young players about, as you well know now, you are your own CEO. You are your own brand. What do you want the brand of Davis Thompson to represent to the world?
Hopefully, first and foremost, I want them to see, a Christian man before a golfer. That's my number one priority. Hopefully when I'm gone years down the road, people remember that more about me than playing golf. But that, and just as far as the golf side, I mean, just a fearless competitor and just grinding out, trying to do the best I can each and every day.
Have you always seemed so calm? Is that your demeanor, or under the surface is it the fire, as you called it, fierce?
Yeah, under the surface there's definitely fire. I've done a good job of just trying to stay calm, cool, and collected on the outside, but on the inside, I guarantee you there's a lot of nerves and there's a lot of fire and competitiveness. And then, like a big win happens or something happens, it all just kind of comes out. So it's definitely rewarding.
Have you ever thrown a club in your life?
I have.
You have?
I have broken a club, broken a few clubs.
Oh, that's breaking news.
But, yeah.
We're going to send this to Golf Central
Yeah.
with that admission. 2025. When we're here a year from now, you and I sit down and do a catch up again with Davis, what do you hope to have accomplished 12 months down the road?
Yeah, just hopefully to get better. I feel like, each year I've gotten better from Korn Ferry to my rookie year to obviously this past year, and hopefully I can stay the same. I mean, obviously I want to win. I want to play well in majors and, Ryder Cup, all that stuff. But you don't do that without getting better. And that's just kind of the goal of this off season, is to sharpen my tools and get rid of playing all these elevated events against the best players in the world.
Very cool. Before we let you go, as our way of saying thank you to you for spending some time with us, I do want to ask you about your sponsors, so you get a chance to say thank you to them. Yeah,
absolutely. Nike, Titleist, Golf Ball. Obviously I wouldn't be here without Nike and Titleist. And then shout out to Marsh Butler at Butler Automotive for helping me with my car. And yeah, those are my three guys, and obviously wouldn't be here without them.
It's awesome. Big things await.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything. Thank you very much for joining us.